Hi, I'm Joe Lane and this is the life of a property investor. Welcome back to Sunderland, and the renovation is complete. The family's all moved back in for the moon. Let's go and have a look. Cool, so this is the dining room, which just looks really fresh. So all the walls are being painted brilliant white, all the skirting gloss brilliant white, nice new vinyl flooring, laminate flooring, which looks fantastic. And the family, so Cheryl and her 4 children, love it, which is superb news. Will give them a nice place to go out and take over the world, so which is brilliant. So yeah, this is the dining room. Next door is probably the piece of resistance, and it's the kitchen. So you probably remember before, it's really old and rickety. Quite a few of the cupboard doors were falling off. So I think this door here fell off in my hand. It's now nice and fresh. Retiled, new lights, which I think are superb. It did come with a bit of drama in here, because all the floor under the bathroom, underneath the bar, was rotten from probably where the bath had been leaking. And then just down here on the floor, all of this was absolutely ridden with woodworm. But it wasn't just woodworm, they obviously knew about it. Then they cowboyed up the job, just put on new boards. So as we sort of dug deeper, and you'll see on the photos, it was absolutely shot to pieces. So we had to redo all the flooring out to here, and then we treat, like, there's patches of woodworm elsewhere in the house, so we treated all the floorboards, replaced 3 or 4 of the joists. It's a bit of extra work, but yeah, we got there, which is good. I think having a sitting tenant and doing a full house refurb definitely puts the pressure on. So when there's a bit of a delay to begin with the solicitor for a week, when you've got a family who's moved out, that put the pressure on, and then dealing with all the woodworm and all the rotten floor and things, that put an extra week onto the refurb. So in total, we did the refurb in 5 weeks, which is some going really, because we literally replastered the whole thing, dealt with all the extra issues we found, made sure it was all safe, and yeah, I think, well, you'll find out later, but I think Cheryl has been over the moon with it, so which is great. So just behind you, Ben, is we replaced this door. So this door used to be a sort of a UPVC door, being replaced. Inside it's still a storeroom, but it's just being done out with the flooring and done out with the bench as in the kitchen. So it all looks one continuous house, which is great. In the kitchen, we kept all the units pretty much as they were. We removed the one that was on the wall here, and we moved the washing machine from the utility down into the corner, so that's now part of the kitchen. We put in a nice new electric oven and electric hob. It was gas before. With the lighting, it's obviously downlighters. So we put up new plasterboard and then put the holes in that and came down through, which looks superb. There's a slight damp issue, or not a damp issue, sorry. We had a leak from the bath, so the rubber failed where they've put in the new bath on one of the fittings, so that has leaked twice, but they're coming back the leak's now being fixed, and they'll be back in the next week. Just to stain block it and then repaint it. So it's just like a little snagging issue really. I think there's about 3 snagging issues that you'll see as we go around. So that's snagging issue number 1. So nice new living room. So we used to have the beam that went all the way around halfway up the wall. So that's all been replaced. The lights before were up here, so you couldn't even get out the shade. So the wire's been put further down, and that's snagging issue number 2. So the electrician's coming back to put those new lights on. The fireplace has been removed, so the hearth came out into the floor by about 50 centimetres, so that's now completely gone. It's now a beautiful living room. All the colour schemes sort of made it so that you've got a nice charcoal grey, or greys, whites and blacks, which fits in with Cheryl's want of putting up all the pictures and things, which is superb. So the bathroom's all been, well, before you probably remember, it had a horrible plastic like laminate. That's all been removed. We've now put nice tiles around the bath, brand new bath, brand new shower, new sink, new toilet. Towel rail is hiding behind the door. We obviously had the issue with the rubber leaking from the taps, so that went downstairs, but that's all been rectified. Now a nice family bathroom. So we asked before to have the laminate floor throughout, so we've just got the carpet on the stairs, and in bedroom number 2, the master bedroom, we put vinyl down in the bathroom just in case there's leaks and things. And what we found with experience is that sometimes if there's a leak on laminate, the flooring bubbles, so therefore vinyl's probably better in the bathroom. 2 of the bedrooms have been beautifully kitted out. The 3rd bedroom, Michelle's going to replace the beds for the boys, so that's not been done quite yet, but we'll have a look. So beautiful white all over the place, really, really fresh. Windows all now working, gaskets have been replaced, so it's good insulation. I think if you look around, it feels big and spacious, which is fantastic news. The wardrobes, actually, there's before I think we got footage of it, we'd left the wardrobes in here because we decided if we moved them out to storage, they'd break. Well, they broke anyway, so I ended up having to get 3 new wardrobes. They're from they're IKEA, and they just don't move particularly well, so it's just a bit of extra manpower required to put those back together. They look nice and fresh. Got the master bedroom. So there's a hole in the wall just down here, which has been, I think there's a hole up here which has been plastered over. There's a hole down here which has been vented because it's an old chimney breast, and it's much better having air circulating to avoid damp. 2 new wardrobes on the side, and then all the furniture is back in, so now feels big and spacious and good. Snagging issue number 3 is on the windows. On the central window, the unit needs to be replaced because there's got condensation formed on the inside, so we just literally had the glazer come back in, so that will be fitted in the next week, so that will be done. Brilliant. Right, let's go into the boys' bedroom. We talked about potentially moving the door so that it opened onto the opposite side, but the stairs come out to here, so there used to be a diagonal piece going up and along, and we decided that it was best to put a box here so the lads can put their toys and things on top. And if you've got a box here, there's really no point in having the door open the opposite way because you're still going to be blocked. So we've left the door as is, which meant the light switch could stay in the same place, but you've now got this nice new unit which you can use to put things on top of. And then just behind on the window, you can see the unit again needs replacing because it's got condensation. But once we put the new beds in, this room will look really good and provide the lads with a nice bedroom for the next 10 years. Brilliant. So we're just out the front, and the water pipe's being fixed where when the washing up was done, all the water was going out onto the driveway, so it's now going straight down the pipe and down the drain as it should. Cool, so we're just outside. There's been a fair few jobs done. So the verges on the top of the roof, they've all been filled in, so there won't be any draft going in it anymore. A couple of tiles were missing from the roof, so they've been replaced. The arch on top of the lower roof was missing, so that's been fixed and replaced. The woodwork's all been varnished, so that all looks nice and new now. The guttering, there's an old black paint, or it's brown but it's been painted black and was peeling, so all the guttering's being replaced. There's now nice and white. And then finally, just to tidy it all up, the side of the house is being painted. which looks great. Cool, just looking at the front of the house, so the door's been replaced. So before it was quite wobbly because there's no central support, so that's been put in. There's glass going all the way from top to bottom, which they didn't like, so that's been replaced. The guttering on the front arch was the black, again, so that's been replaced to be white. All the woodwork's been varnished, the front's being painted, and water is no longer going all over the front drive, but the pipes are all now connected and not broken, so it's looking good. Last but not least is the patio door. Had to be re-hung, so that now hangs nicely, so water doesn't get in and it closes properly.
It's just so much easier to keep tidy and just feel comfortable in it. I've had everybody around visiting. I've been inviting everybody. I just love it. It's so nice, just everything about it.
And I know before you said that you didn't want to let the kids bring their friends around.
No.
So how's that changed?
Well, they've been on and on. I've put them to sleep, but I've told them no until it's finished, and then they're all having a little sleepover with their friends.
Cool, so the end of the project, and I think the tenant, Cheryl, is really happy with the end result, which is superb. I think having a sitting tenant, it does come with its own challenges, but it's probably quite rare that you have a sitting tenant and then needs to do a full refurb. So we'll just analyse that if the opportunity presents itself again. I think doing a refurb, you never quite know what you're getting into, because as we found here when we took some of the floorboards back, we found the one under the bathroom was rotten. There's woodworm throughout. We had quite a few mice to get rid of that issue. So there's always that to contend with. The timescales, because you never know quite what you're getting into, you always come up with a slight plan. So 4 weeks was our guesstimate, which was actually quite accurate, and it would have been 4 weeks if it hadn't have been for the solicitor, which there's pretty much nothing you can do. All you can do is nicely get on their backs, but our solicitor was brilliant, so it's just working out the vendor's solicitor. And again, it's not worth upsetting them, because if you upset them, they'll just go purposefully slow. So it's just sort of keeping them on side, but making sure they get the right paperwork done for you. And then, yeah, a week for getting rid of all the woodworm and things. But I think in any property that you move into, you probably need to allow a bit of fudge factor time for it. I think having a nice tenant is a definitely helps, because they understand. And if you're completely sure that of your end product, so you've got complete confidence that they're going to get a really nice house, it helps your bargaining, or it gives you more credit in your bargaining bank, because you can say yes, you know they're going through hardship, which you would do if you're moving out of your place for a month. But when they move back in, as you just saw, they're moving into a brand new house, which is pretty special. So yeah, probably holiday and things weren't quite what they could have been, because we're sort of going through the refurb process, so making sure bits were still done. But overall, it's definitely not put me off. And on to the next one.